we are hopefully going to be able to finish up the users can reset their password user story. We've got 3 developer tasks left. All right, so we're going to work on these 3, and then we're going to do some testing to make sure everything works okay. And then we can go ahead and mark this as done, hopefully. All right, so the first thing that we want to do is create a save new password route on the API. Okay, so I'm going to copy this one because it's going to be pretty similar. And I'm going to call it save new password. And then I'm going to do save new password. All right. In the body, okay, I'm going to do new password DTO. All right, I'm going to get some errors because that doesn't exist yet. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and add it. Export. Also, at this point, we're starting to get a lot of DTOs, so it probably would be a good idea to export, kick these out of here into its own file with all of our DTOs. All right, so we're going to do is not empty password and is not empty second password. Okay, but we're checking if the second password matches already on the front end, so we're just going to send the password back. But I'm going to call it new password just to be sure we don't get things mixed up. All right, so then I'm going to add body.newPassword to the auth service function, and I'm going to rename that as save new password, which it will be mad about because it doesn't exist. All right, so this is already good. So then I'm going to do async save new password, and I'm going to do new password, which will be a string. All right. So let's go ahead and just start with console logging the new password. All right, and let's make sure that this works. So auth/save new password is good. So it's mapped to the route. So we're going to head back to our reset password here. All right, and we are going to head up to find an Axios request. This one looks good. And we are going to plop it there. We're going to import Axios. All right, and then we are going to post to auth/save new password. All right, and we are going to send the password. But that's not the only thing that we want to send, okay? So we also want to send the ID and the token, okay? So now we are going to need to, let's add a dot then here. Response. And first we're going to console.log the response. Data, and then we are also going to add comment these back in, and then we can plop these in the then block, because once if it's successful and we say the new password, then we can reset the form. Okay, it's not too important though, because we're also going to redirect to another page, if you can tell here. All right, so let's go and edit our auth controller here to add to the DTO. We want to add two more fields. All right, we want to do ID, which is going to be a number. And since we are sending it, we don't need to transform it, and it just can't be empty. And then we need to do token, which is a string. And since we are creating the token, we also don't need to worry about transforming it and sanitizing it, okay? So then I can just send in here. I'm going to do body.new password, body.id, and body.token. All right, I need to update here. ID is a number and token is a string. All right, so then let me add 2 more console logs. And let's do ID, and token with token. All right, perfect. Okay, so ID is going to be taken from here and token is going to be taken from here, which are taken from the params. Okay, so let's go ahead and use this workflow here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use one of my old ones, but as you can see, this is more than 10 minutes ago, so the actual token won't work, but we're not doing anything with the token on the back end yet, so that doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to type in test, and then I'm going to hit submit. I got a 400, so let's go ahead and open and inspect. Bad request. New password should not be empty. And you know what? That is helpful. So thank you, Nest.js class validator, because I don't know if you guys caught this, but we are not sending, we need to send it as new password, not as password. So let's try this again. Submit. Perfect. Okay. Response comes back. There's nothing in the response, and we have new password as test, which is what we put in. ID is 39, which is the ID associated with coding or with calliestoscup@gmail.com, and the token is that. Okay, awesome. So we created the route. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and call this save new password since we already did it. Verifies that the reset token is valid and then saves the new password in the database for that user. Okay, so we need to verify that the token is valid. So the way that we do that is with the JWT service once again. Okay, so we are going to look for that is verify password, which is not the same as the verify token. All right, sign async. Okay, so we want, let's just search for JWT service. All right, so that will be in our auth guard then. Okay, so here is what we're doing. We are going to use this JWT service verify async, okay? And we're going to have the token, and then we are going to have a secret here, okay? So let's go over and scroll down. So what we want to do is we want to get the user associated with that ID. Okay, so that's the first thing we want to do. Then we want to verify token using the user we just looked up, hashed password. Okay, and then we're going to say, and then let's go ahead and console log payload. So that's what we're going to do right this second, okay? All right, so get the user associated with that ID. We're gonna say const user equals this dot user service dot find user by ID and ID, okay? Then we're going to get our payload. All right, we're going to await the JWT service, verify async with our token. And then the secret that we're going to use is going to be user dot password. All right, So let's go ahead and add an await here so we don't have to worry about the await here, but thank you, Nest.js. And then we are going to console log the payload. All right, and we're going to do this with the expired JWT first, and then we are going to do it with starting the new process over again. Okay, so I'm going to do test, submit, and as you can see, it's going to error out and it's going to say JWT expired. Okay, which makes sense because that was from a long time ago. So now we're going to start the process over from the beginning. Okay, we're going to enter the email address here with the account. We're going to send the verification email, which we see sent. So then we are going to go and look for that. All right, I'm going to close out of this. We got our new link to reset our password, so I'm going to click here. All right, I'm going to type in my test password and I'm going to click submit. And then as you can see, we got a payload, which means that we verified that the JWT service verified the token using the user's password. Okay, so that means that they are good. Okay, so now we are going to, instead of counseling the package, we're going to say if we have a payload, we will hash the new password and update the user in the database. Okay, so then when we're going to say if payload, okay, we're going to say this dot hash password, new password, and then we're going to say const hashed password is equal to await this dot hash password. Okay, and then we're going to say user dot password equals hashed password, and then we're going to say this dot user service dot create user with user. All right, and then we're going to do return await. All right. So this should return the user, okay? So we should be able to see the user on the front end. All right, so let's go ahead and try this again. So test. Even though it's a one-time password, we didn't actually change our password the last time, so we should be able to use it, quote unquote, again, but we haven't actually used it yet. Okay, so I'm gonna refresh my database so you can see. So this is the hashed password that's currently in there. Let's go to save. All right. Let's refresh this and keep your eye on the password. All right, not sure if that changed or not. You should probably add some console logs. All right, response object. All right. That looks good. Okay, so now if I try to change the password again, test again, and click submit, now you can see I have an error, and my error is invalid signature because my password has changed in the database. So the secret, okay, that I use is the new password, right? And that's not going to match the secret that the token was created with, okay? All right, so else console.log no payload. All right, so now I want to try to test how to throw the errors on the front, or how to like throw the errors here, because I'd like to cleanly throw an error on the back end and then catch it on the front end. So I'm going to try to see if I can replicate that. So let's do test, create, okay. And it looks like it doesn't get to the part where it errors. So can we do dot catch, okay, error. Then we're going to do throw new unauthorized exception, token is invalid. Okay, then let's do console.log error so we can see it. All right, let's try it again. Test, test. All right. Invalid signature with our error, so we console logged our error. Then let's go look at the error that came through. And it's an unauthorized error token is valid. So this is our actual error here, which is what we're looking for. All right, so that works. Okay, so then what we can do here, instead of using if payload, if it doesn't catch, we automatically know it works. So then we're going to say, I'm trying to figure out if I need to worry about anything being passed in here. Okay, so let's give this a try now. All right. And sometimes this is what you just need to do. You just need to, can we do async here? It's fine. All right, let's give this a try. All right, so test, test. All right, throws an error. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's actually repeat the process to try to see if our new structure here works. Send verification email. It looks like it's sent. So we can go and look at it. Click here. All right, test 1, 2, 3, 4. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's submit. All right. Looks like it worked. Let's go ahead and look in our console here. And we got response, but we didn't show anything. Is there nothing to show? All right, let's bring our database up. All right, let's watch our password. All right, the password did change, so I believe that that worked. Okay, oops, I don't want to leave, just want to minimize. Okay, so that looked like it worked. All right, so it looks like this structure is a good one. All right, so on the front end then, what we want to do, okay, so we have the save new password function works correctly. Now we want to redirect users to the front end. Okay, so we are going to add a redirect. So const redirect is equal to use. Nope. Where did we use redirect before? Oh, navigate. Okay, so const navigate is equal to use navigate. Okay, and then we want also to have a toast. So const toast is equal to use toast. And then let's import that from Chakra UI. Okay, so on success then, we want to navigate to /log in, so that way they can log in. And then we want to show a success toast. Let's copy that, let's paste that in. And then we're going to just write this as success. And instead we're going to say your password has been reset. Please log in with your new password. All right, now let's go ahead and give that a try. We're gonna do, so let's go ahead and then also let's add a catch block. Okay, and then we are going to do, let's go get an error toast. And let's do our toast. We cannot reset your password at this time. Please start the reset password process again. Okay, let's try now. If I try again using this same token here, it should error. We cannot reset your password this time. Please start the reset password process again. Perfect. All right, so let's listen to it and let's go ahead and reset password. Let's type in our password, our email, send verification email. Perfect, perfect. Then let's go ahead and click on reset password. And then I'm going to say new dash password, new dash password, send, and then it redirected us to login and says your password's been reset. So now I can do cstoscup, new dash password, and hopefully whoop, whoop, it logs us back in. All right, so that is going to be the next user story. Users can reset their password. So we can go ahead and move this guy to done, and we only have one user story left for this feature. All right, I'll see you guys later.